Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. So I'm here in my 16x8 workshop which I built about 12 or so months ago. Most of you have probably seen the video, but if you haven't, I'll leave a link in the description below for that. So without any further ado, this video is simply about 10 of my tips on how to prevent your shed or workshop from rotting.
Okay, so the first one is to preserve the wood by using a wood preserve. You can use a water-based one, you can use like an oil-based one such as creosote. You can even use engine oil. So give it a coat every 12 months or so and keep it topped up, and that will just allow the rain to fall off the wood rather than soaking into it. So for number 2, you can do what I've done here, add a porch above the door. Now I've got a double glazed plastic door, but you might have a wooden door on your shed, and to prevent any rain getting to the bottom of the door or around the edges is ideal because it will stop it from expanding and contracting when it gets wet, and it will make sure that your door opens and closes properly throughout the year. So to put a porch over the top, it just makes sure that the rain doesn't get right onto the door and to the bottom. Just gives it that extra layer of protection. And as you can see, I've also added a mini porch to one of my windows, and again it has the same effect. It just keeps the majority of the rain off the window. So number 3 is to raise your shed off the ground. So if you've got your shed on the ground, it's prone to damp rising up through the floor. So here I've got a layer of gravel, and then I've got slabs, and then I've got the subframe of the shed is resting on those slabs, so there's a clear gap which allows air to flow underneath, and it gets it off the ground and away from that damp. So for number 4, you want to maintain your roof, preferably have a good quality one. So I've got some corrugated roofing sheets here made of bitumen. You can also buy metal sheets or felt, so use a good quality felt, and then if it's made of felt or bitumen, you can top it up every so many years with a bitumen paint, which will just keep it watertight. So if you've got a good roof, you've got a very good chance of maintaining the life of your shed. So for number 5, if you're building a shed, add an overhang to the shed if you've got a pent roof, even if you've got an apex roof, because you could have 2 overhangs. So that just, again, it gives an extra layer of protection, sort of like a porch, and it juts out, protects the windows from the driving rain when it comes down at an angle. So it does just add that little bit of extra protection. So for number 6, silicone around all your windows, and that will keep any little bits of rain out. As you can see there, one of my windows is double glazed, and I've just sealed around it to keep it all nice and tight, watertight. And another window I've got here, I've just siliconed along the beading, and again here. And I've siliconed around an air vent there, and again all around this window, and it prevents any moisture from getting in or getting behind the beading and starting to rot the wood. Okay, so for number 7, add a membrane either at the bottom along the floor, or as I've done here, on top of the subframe, in between the subframe and the floorboards, or the floor sheets, or whatever you want to use. So for this reason, again, I've also used a wrap, and that's a breathable membrane, and especially with the floor, it stops any rising damp coming up through the floor. And if you do it in the way I've done it, it actually protects the floor from any moisture coming up. So the wrap also protects from moisture getting through. And number 8, install guttering. So instead of letting that rain drip off the shed straight down, it has a tendency to splash up against the bottom of the shed and then start to rot the bottom. If you install some guttering with a downpipe, you can collect the water and use it on your garden, and it also just channels away all that water and it stops it from splashing up against the bottom of your shed as well. So for number 9, I've got a tomato plant here, but that's fine. But do not grow any plants up against your shed, such as ivy or honeysuckle or clematis, anything that latches on to surfaces, because it will get in between your feather edge board or whatever you've got, and it will cause moisture to get in and lower the life of your shed. And the last one is, don't lean anything against your shed, such as pieces of wood or gardening equipment, because when it does rain it will hold that water along the top, and that water is going to soak into your shed, so you don't want that. So that was my 10 tips. I hope you found that useful, and if you did, please like the video, and please also consider subscribing for more videos. So as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.